Hey, it's Courtney here again. So I come to you again at the end of a very long day, and when I say very long, it's not it's not like that it was a difficult day necessarily. It was just that I was having a difficult time about it. I'm no longer receiving, as I mentioned in a previous video, regular pain or anxiety medications. I am on daytime and muscle relaxers, and I am on a anti-anxiety medication, but it does have side effects that the previous one I was on did not have. And so it was weird. I told my doctor about the side effect, and instead of switching me back to one where I didn't have side effects, he said, well, then just stop taking that one too. So I doubt he will refill that. So now I'm playing like Russian roulette with, do I take it when I start to feel the onset and, make sure that I catch it in time? Or do I hold off? But then there's always that chance where the anxiety is too strong and the medication is not enough to quell it. And this is my place of business. I can't play these games. It's really disconcerting. And I know the drug epidemic is everywhere, and a lot of people are addicted to things. And I understand why he and other physicians are against people of my age and with lack of very severe diagnoses, because my diagnoses run all over the gamut. Like, it depends on what doctor you talk to as to what exactly is going on. So I can understand his hesitance to basically put his license on the line if I were to be somehow misusing the medication. I do understand that. But I also, and I know life's not fair, but also just really sucks for people like me who depend on those medications so that they can remain a active member of society. Without them, I know it's a different type of dependence, but without them, I'm not sure I'm able to do my job. There's this part of my job. Let me get my prop. It's not actually a prop, it's something I use every day. Let me see if I can set this phone down. See, I always, I never think about the camera angles before I do something. I should really work on that. Okay, but part of my job is to have somebody look at the top of the pen, and then I move it. And right now I'm doing okay because I'm not anxious. But do you see how it's not moving smoothly? And at work sometimes I looked at it and it's it's just like how the hell are they supposed to watch that if I'm anxious at the time? So that doesn't work. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just frustrating that and then there's I'm not sure how many of you get your eyes tested regularly, but there's one test they do to check your eye pressures. So they hold imagine this is a little machine or whatever, but they hold it up to your eye, very close to your eye, and a little probe comes out and taps against your eye to gauge the pressure. But you have to be able to hold this very still, which I cannot do. So it's kind of embarrassing when I have to leave a room with a patient and ask somebody else, oh, hey, could you take a pressure for me? Because I can't do it. And so far I've only had one. Most patients are just oh, okay, because I make it just seem oh, let me see if there's someone that could grab your pressure real quick. And then one person, they were just oh, well, that seemed easy. You aren't qualified to do that. And I was just fuck. But the doctors know that I'm not able to keep the old hands steady. They know that. I told them when I was being taken off my meds that I did not know what effect this would have on my work performance. And thus far, it has not had a good one. Yeah, I had to go home one day. My pulse was 168, and that was me sitting down. And I was already on, like pills to lower my blood pressure. So, and that was just me having an anxiety attack. I started sweating. I wasn't able to. It was probably actually a panic attack because there was no trigger to it, and like I started sweating. Like everything looked like a fishbowl to me. Like things looked like they were 3D, like coming out at me. I had trouble walking. I was like just sweating so profusely, and my heart like hurt so bad, and I had to leave work. And I told them I'm going to try to make sure this isn't like a habit or a reoccurring thing, but I don't know that. I'm not sure what other changes this doctor's going to make to my medical regimen, and it might end up with me on disability, and we can't afford this place with me on disability. So that would be a whole nother can of worms. Although Shane did start a new job today. So mazel tov to Shane. Yeah. So, and right now he's just doing training, so who knows if he's actually gonna like the job, but the pay's okay. And it's not gonna involve him having to, be in the car all day, which I think is gonna be great for his leg. To actually not be in the car all day, and a lot of the stuff he can do from home, so that's good. He can have some pretty flexible hours as long as he gets X amount of work done. He has to go to the office minimal amounts, so I mean that's brilliant. We do need to get him some more like snazzy, like business casual clothes though, because they want everyone to look neat and tidy, and like he's pretty athleisure when it comes to his wear, like a lot of board shorts and like t-shirts. He's from California, so I mean, yeah, whatever. But no, I'm so proud of him and I'm so happy for him, and I really hope this does work out and it's not just some other dead end, because I don't know, he's been burned a lot of times before by the job market up here. And and I'm not just saying that because, he's my fiance and blah, blah, blah. I oh, it's not you, it's them. But no, actually it is pretty ridiculous. I've gotten jobs that I was not qualified for and be turned down for jobs that I'm overly qualified for. And I know some places don't like overqualified people, but this was really random and bizarre. And it's weird. He applied for a job at a place as an MA. And mind you, he has worked as an MA, a phlebotomist, and an EMT. And he has his med tech, his CNA, or no, he doesn't have a CNA, but his, all his certifications for health and safety. He's worked as all those things. And he applied for an MA job. I didn't know he had applied for it. And he didn't get it. Now, all I have is my CNA and my med tech. And I was hired for the job a couple years ago. But I left because the pay wasn't, where I needed it to be for my current situation. And so what they told him was the reasoning for him not getting hired was they wanted someone with more recent MA work. I had 0 MA work. So, I don't know. I'm not sure, because I've looked at his resume and it looks good. But, so I'm not, really sure what they're playing at, because they even told me when I left, because I only worked there a few weeks. And when I left, I was just I'm really sorry. I like the job and all. It's just that I can't do it on how much you're able to pay. And they're just like, okay, well, if you ever find that, it's a position you can accept, just let us know. And they were going to train me on the job as an MA. And, like, get me my certificate that way. And I was like, right. Yet you're not going to hire, a guy with, like, 30 years of medical experience? No, he didn't have that many. No. No, I don't actually think he got into it until, maybe was it the 90s? I want to say it's the 90s. Because up until then he was, I think he was in the service for a while. But, no. But still, like, it just really doesn't make sense. And then what's unfortunate is so many doctors in my town leave, and so I've actually been turned away by a few doctors because my condition is difficult and involves a lot of medication and unanswered questions. And La Croix, by the way. They took away my Xanax, so now I can have grapefruit again. Hey! Yeah, that's the only upside about them taking away my Xanax. I can have grapefruit again, because weird thing, you're not supposed to have grapefruit on Xanax. Which, I like grapefruits just fine before, but as soon as you're told you can't have something, it's like, I want a grapefruit now. Oh, Shane's calling. Let's answer.